Zio Tohiju Nagad, Ogana Dawado. Hello, my name is Tonya Still. I'm a former Miss Cherokee in Messina, Oklahoma. I am a Cherokee storyteller and a flute player. Today we're in Park Hill, Oklahoma at the John Ross Museum. I'm going to be telling the story of the Crawdad and the Fox. And afterwards I will be playing the flute. Wado. A long time ago, the animals would talk to us, and that's how we know these stories. Somewhere along the line, we stopped listening. And we were told that if we learned to start listening again, they would tell us new stories. This story takes place long, long ago, and one day Fox was running and hopping through the forest, catching butterflies and chasing bees, and just running through the forest and having fun. Well, as he was running through the forest, it was a hot day, and he decided he needed a drink of water. So he paused and he listened, and he could hear a stream babbling along the way, a little ways to the right. And so he walked over to the river, and he bent down to get a nice cool drink of water. But when he was bent down getting a nice cool drink of water, he heard, "Hey!" He stopped and he looked this way, and he didn't see anybody. And he was thinking, So he went back down and started to get a drink of water again, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" He looked up again, and he looked this way, and he looked that way, and again, nobody was around. And so he bent down to get another cool drink of water, and he said, "Hey, what are you doing?" He opened his eyes, and standing there in the creek was a crawdad, looking at him. And the fox looks down and he says, "What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm getting a drink of water." And the crawdad said, "I didn't say you could drink from my water." And the fox said, "What do you mean it's your water? This is a stream, it's everyone's water." And the crawdad said, "Where do I live?" And the fox said, "In the water." He said, "So it's my home, so it's my water." He said, "But you know what? I'm feeling nice. I'll race you. And whoever wins will determine if you get to drink from this water or not. If you win, you can drink from the water anytime you want. But if I win, you can never drink from this water again." Fox thought about it, and he's like, crawdads run backwards. And they're in the water. How fast can they be? I'm one of the fastest animals in the forest. There's no way he can beat me. So it was deal. Well, here comes Rabbit hopping by, and as Rabbit's hopping by, Crawdad and Fox said, hey, will you be our judge and go down there and draw a line?" So Rabbit hops down and draws a line for the finish line, and he's standing there. Now you should know, Rabbit is always known as a trickster. So Crawdad and Fox get ready to run. And Fox gets to that line, and he's ready to run, and the Crawdad scoots back to the line, and Fox isn't too worried. He's not going to run real fast. There's no way this Crawdad is going to beat him. And Rabbit says, "Go!" And they take off running. Now, what happens is Fox takes off running, and Crawdad jumps out of the water and grabs the tuft of fur at the very tip of Fox's tail. Not where his tail is, but just the fur at the end of his tail. And as Fox is running, the Crawdad's hanging on for all his might as he's going along. And when Fox stops at the stop line, he turns to see where Crawdad is. But when he does that, his tail comes over his head. And when it does, Crawdad lets go. So Fox looks this way, and he goes to look this way, and he's like, because Crawdad's standing in front of him, he goes, "Wait a minute, how did that happen?" And then Crawdad said, "Fox, I told you, and now I've won. You can never drink from my stream again." And Fox was like, wait a minute. I wasn't running very fast. I wasn't even trying. He said, "Let's try it one more time." Crawdad's like, "All right, one more time." So they turn around, and Rabbit hops down to the other end and draws a line alongside the bank. And Crawdad gets in the water, and he backs up again, and Fox gets to the line, and Fox is thinking, "Okay, I'm going to run this time because there's no way this Crawdad is going to beat me." And so he gets way up right on the line, and Rabbit says, "Go!" And Fox takes off. And this time he is running fast. He's running a lot faster. And the Crawdad jumps out, and again he grabs just the tuft of fur at the back of Fox's tail. He's hanging on with all his might because Fox is running really fast. He's running as fast as he can. And as Fox gets to the finish line, he knows he's beat Crawdad this time. And he comes to a stop, and he turns his head. And when he does, his tail flips over, and the Crawdad lets go. The Fox looks this way and this way, and then again, there's Crawdad. Fox is like, "How did you beat me? How is this even possible?" And he sits there and thinks. And Crawdad's like, "All right, that's twice, Fox. I've beat you twice. You can never drink from my water again." And Fox is like, yeah. He said, let's race one more time. And Crawdad's like, I've already won. He said, no, this isn't for to drink out of the water. I just want to see if I can beat you. There's got to be a way I can beat you. Crawdad's like, all right, one more time. And so Rabbit hops down to the other side. In the meantime, Rabbit has seen this time and time again. He knows Crawdad's cheating, but he's not going to say anything. And so he draws a line along the bank again. And Fox gets ready, and his muscles are tensing. He's going to run as fast as he's ever ran in his life, because there's no way this Crawdad that runs backwards in the water is going to beat him. And Crawdad scoots back to the line, and Rabbit says, go! And Fox takes off. And as soon as he takes off, Crawdad does the same thing he's always done. He jumps out of the water, and he grabs onto the back of Fox's tail. But this time, he grabbed just a little bit more than just the fur on the back of his tail. So as Fox is running as fast as he can, he comes to a stop, and he knows Crawdad's back there. And his tail flips over, Fox doesn't turn his head, and he gobbles up Crawdad. Now this story, and a lot of Cherokee stories have a meaning. And this story is that cheaters never win. You may get away with it once, you may even get with it twice, but if you keep cheating, eventually you're going to get caught. Thank you. Wado.